everyone, we are back again with our latest video on SQL tutorial Aggregate by Aggregate Groups. And in this particular video, we are going to discuss a very important concept in SQL, which is Windows function in SQL. And Windows function in SQL comes under the category of advanced SQL. So let's move on and check what are the topics we are going to discuss in this particular video. Okay. So what we will discuss in this video. So first of all, we are going to discuss what is Windows function in SQL Server. Then we discuss what are the types of Windows function in SQL Server. After that, what are aggregate Windows function in SQL Server. Then example of aggregate Windows function. Then what are ranking Windows function in SQL Server. Then example for ranking Windows function. And after that, we have the key difference between row number, rank and dense rank functions. Then we will discuss what are analytical Windows functions, and for that we will discuss the example of analytical Windows function, and at last we will discuss where to practice Windows function for work and interview. And to let you know, for practice Windows function, you can visit to our video of 30-day SQL interview question series 2025 and video number day 4 set 0.2. Okay, now let's move on and check the first topic of today's video. So what are Windows function in SQL? So SQL Server Windows function are powerful tools used for performing calculations across a specified range of rows related to the current row within a result set. Okay. Now they help in solving analytical queries efficiently without requiring complex joins and subqueries. So by using Windows function, we can eliminate the use of complex joins and subqueries in many cases. Okay. Now Windows functions operate within a defined window or partition of data and do not affect the number of rows returned. Okay. Now what are the types of Windows functions? So here are the three types of Windows functions that we have in SQL Server. So SQL Server provides several types of Windows functions, which are aggregate functions, ranking functions, and the analytical function. Okay. Now move on and check. So syntax of a Windows functions is like a Windows function is used with the over clause. So over clause is the mandatory part in Windows function, and we must need to use the over clause. Without over clause, the Windows function will not exist. Okay. So a Windows function is used with the over clause, which defines partitioning. So partitioning is optional part, and we can either provide the partitioning if we need the result as per the partitioning, or we can skip that also. So what the partitioning is doing? So partitioning divides rows into groups. Okay. Then we have the ordering. So it is a required mandatory field. Ordering must be needed in the Windows function. So ordering required for ranking and analytical functions. So what it will do? So ordering will determine row sequence. Okay. Now at last we have the framing, which is also optional. So it defines a subset of rows within the window. Means the framing will define like how much row we are going to consider for a calculation. Okay. Means the unbounded preceding or and current row means the it can go anywhere from the current row. It can check all the rows. Okay. So that is the meaning of framing. Okay. Now check the syntax for Windows function. So select column name, then Windows function, then the over clause will work, and inside the over clause we need to mention the partition by column name. So partition by is optional field, and then we need to provide the order by, means in which order we want our record to come, order by column name. Then we have the row between unbounded preceding and current rows. So what this will define? This will define that our result set should follow like the current row and the rows between unbounded preceding, means in preceding we can go in n number of rows. Okay. And that part is also optional. This is the framing part, and then we need to provide a alias to that particular result or column, like calculated value and from the table name. So this is the simple syntax for Windows function. Select column name, Windows function, over partition by column name, order by column name, rows between unbounded preceding and current rows as calculated value from the table name. Now let's move on and check. So now what are aggregate functions? So aggregate functions basically perform calculations across a defined window, and these are like sum, average, mean, max, count comes under aggregate functions. And then we have the ranking function. So what the ranking function will do? So ranking functions assign rankings to rows within a partition, and the functions that come under ranking function are row number, rank, dense rank, and entile. Okay. Now at last we have the analytic functions. So what the analytic functions will do? So analytic function provide value computation based on row position. So basically these will do the computation based on the row position. And the functions coming under analytic function are lead, lag, first value and last value. And this is it. This is the complete Windows function. Okay. Now move on and check. So first, aggregate Windows function. So aggregate Windows functions allow performing calculations over a set of rows, but still return individual row. Okay. So basically, this aggregate function is allowed on multiple rows, but the output it will return is the individual row only. Okay. Now these functions include sum. So sum, what it will do? Sum calculates cumulative or running totals, and average, what it will do? So average computes the average of values. Now mean and max, so mean and max, what it will do? It will find the minimum and maximum value. Then we have the count, so count occurrences. So basically count function counts the occurrences. Now the syntax for aggregate function is like select column name aggregate Windows function, not only the aggregate function. So syntax for aggregate Windows function is like select column name, then aggregate function, column name over partition by column name, order by column name, and from the table name. Okay. Now one example we will do for this on SSMS. So we will find out the running total. So basically for Windows function, we have created two tables in our Windows function database. So expand this and check. Here we have a students table and a student different table. So first of all, we are going to check the students table, what kind of data it has. And then after that, we will check the example for a aggregate function. So here you can see we have a student ID, name, department, and marks. Okay. Now let's take an example, like we need to calculate the running total of marks based on the department. So how to apply the Windows function on top of this, and what kind of result the Windows function will provide us, that we will check. Okay. So what the cumulative sum or running total meaning, what it is mean, that you will understand once we execute the query. Okay. So the query for this will be like, let's take an example. So example we will take like example, and what example we are going to check? We need department wise cumulative sum of marks. Okay. So this is clear. Now the query for this will be like select we will check 2 3 columns only, not all the columns we will take. So we will take name, department, and marks. Okay. Copy this, now paste it here. So select name, department, one second, name, then department, then marks. Okay. And then from which table we need? So from from students table students table. Now we need to apply the Windows function, which is sum here. Okay. So for that, the syntax is like sum, and then sum of the column name we need to mention. So marks, we are going to check the marks, cumulative sum of marks. Okay. And then here the over clause will come, over, then inside the parenthesis the partition by clause will come. So partition, partition, partition by what we need? So we need department wise cumulative sum. So partition by department, and then order by marks. Okay. So what this will provide? This will provide the cumulative sum of marks based on the department as cumulative marks. Okay. So basically these functions, Windows functions, you are going to use in companies also while you are going to work, and also in the interviews. Lot of questions are asked from these particular topics. Okay. And for SQL perspective also, this Windows function is very important. Okay. So by all perspective, Windows function is a must learn thing. Okay. Now execute this and check what is providing error kind of, that we will check here. So now execute this and check the result set. Incorrect syntax near marks. So what we have done, near marks, name we have provided the comma, and then here one comma is missing. Okay. Now when we execute this, so what kind of result we are getting? So you can see here like it is providing the cumulative sum. So cumulative sum meaning like first row will provide the same thing, then first and second row combined will provide the output for second row. Okay, so 173 we are getting, then first, second and third row combined will provide the output for third, means cumulative sum it is doing, summing up row by row. Okay, now here you can see the total, department wise total. Okay, to justify your answer, what we need to do, we need to check department wise total marks. Okay, so for that we can use the group by clause also. So select star from, no, select department comma sum of marks from student table, from students table, and then group by department, p group by department. Okay, now when we execute both of them at once, then what kind of result we are getting, you will see here. So we have executed both of them. Now you can see for computer science the total marks is this much, what we are getting at the end of the cumulative marks. Okay, so doing this particular thing using other than Windows function is very tough. So that is why Windows function came in creation. Okay, so Windows function make your calculations and reporting thing, everything it will make very easy for you. Okay, and if you don't know Windows function, then you can say there is no substitute for this. Okay, because working with other things and providing the same result is very tough in SQL. Okay, now move on and check what we have in the PPT. So you have seen how we can find the cumulative sum of marks department wise using the Windows function sum, aggregate Windows function. Okay, now move on to the PPT. So if you need these codes and all and table details, then you can check our Telegram channel. Okay, so basically we are loading all our data sets and table details, scripts and all at our Telegram channel. So either you can go from here or you will find the link in the video description and also at our channel description. Okay, now move on with the next slide. So next what we have, the ranking functions. Okay, so ranking Windows function, what they will do, so these functions assign ranks to row based on a specific order. Okay, so basically these functions will assign ranks to rows based on a specific order, and these functions include row number. So row number assigns unique number to rows. Similarly, rank, what it will do, so rank is similar to row number, but rank may skips number when encountering duplicates. Okay, so basically if your result set has duplicate record, then only you can find the difference between this row number, rank and dense rank. Otherwise all the three will work similar. So we will check this, how they are working similar and how to distinguish between them. Both the things we will check in this particular video. Okay, then we have the dense rank. So dense rank like rank but does not skip numbers. Okay, and at the end we have the n-tile, which divides row into n number of groups. So basically n-tile, what it will do, so n-tile will divide the rows of a result set into equal parts in the number of means number of parts that we will provide to it. So we need to mention n-tile and then number of parts in which we want our result to be distributed. Okay, and the syntax for ranking Windows function is also very simple, like select column name, then ranking function over partition by column name, order by column name from table name. Okay, now we will go and check one example for n-tile first, and this assigning row number, this particular example we will check when we are going to discuss the difference between row number, rank and dense rank. Okay, so n-tile we will check the example for n-tile, how n-tile is working. So basically here we have some records in the student table. So select star from students table. Now here you can see we have around 10 rows. Okay, now if you want to distribute these 10 rows based on three equal parts, then how it will be divided? So for that we will use the n-tile function. Okay, so you can see what the n-tile function is doing and what will be the output of this. Okay, now write down what we need to extract from here. So we need, one second, so we need to distribute students record in three parts, three equal parts, you can say three equal parts based on marks descending. Okay, in descending order of marks we will distribute it. Marks descending, DSCENDING. Okay, now check how we will do this using the entile function. Entile is the ranking windows function. So now select star from students, and below this we will write our entile function. Okay, so here also we can take three columns like name, department and marks only we will consider. So take them all from here, copy this, now select, remove star, and then name, department and marks, and then we need to distribute this particular thing in three part. So use the entile function. So entile, and in parenthesis you need to mention the number of groups in which you want to distribute. So three groups we want to distribute, and then over clause will come. So over clause is the mandatory part in Windows function. Without over clause Windows function will not work. Okay, now over, and then order by marks descending, DESC. Okay, now like this we can use this as parts distributed. Okay, now execute this and you can check the result for entile. So here you can see like entile what it has done. So according to marks in descending order, it has distributed this particular result set of 10 rows into three almost equal parts. So and provided one ranking to each of them. So this is group 1, 1 to 4 is group 1. Then here 5 to 8 we have group 5 to 7 we have group 2, and then 8 to 10 we have group 3. Okay, now this is clear how to use the entile and what is the purpose of entile. Now move on to the PPT and check what we have. So move on to the next slide, and if you don't understand anything in this particular video, then let us know in comments. We will try to make you understand in the comment section also, and if needed then we can create a video for you also. Okay, so don't worry about that. Now move on to the next slide. So next what we have, so we have a condition where we are going to apply row number, rank and dense rank, and by that we will check the key differences between row number, rank and dense rank, because with example it will be much clearer to everyone. Okay, so imagine a university wants to rank students based on their marks. So however, students with the same marks should receive the same rank, but the ranking system should handle ties differently depending on the function used. So basically we will provide ranking to students from a students table based on their marks, and we will apply row number, rank and dense rank for ranking them and check what kind of ranking we are getting from that. Okay, now for this we have a separate table like students difference. So first of all check the table data, what kind of data we have in student different table. So select star from students difference table. Okay, now execute this. So here you can see we have the student ID, name and marks. Okay, now what we need to do, we will provide ranking to each of the students based on their marks in descending order by using row number, rank and dense rank, and check how the behavior of all the three function is happening when there are duplicate records. Okay, so write the query for this and how the query will be written. So now move on, press Ctrl R. So select. So here also we will consider the three columns from here. Copy this and then paste it here. Now remove this, comma, and then marks, then comma, and from students different table, students difference table. So from students difference table. Okay, now one by one we will provide rank, dense rank and row number. Okay, so first provide row number. Now row underscore number, row number, then open and close parenthesis, and then over clause will come. So over, and we need the record by order by marks in descending order. So order by marks descending, DESC. Okay, this is clear as row number RN rank, RNK rank. Okay, now the second one we will use the rank. So rank and open and close parenthesis, then over clause will come, and then order by marks in descending order. So order by marks descending, DESC. Okay, as R rank. Okay, now we need to use the dense rank. So dense, DENSC, dense rank, then open and close parenthesis, over order by marks. Okay, marks in descending order, and this is DR rank. Okay, now execute this and check the result, what kind of result we are getting. So department, I think here we don't have department in student difference table. So what we will use, student ID leave with, name and marks we will keep. Okay, so remove the department from here. So now we will check what kind of ranking all the three are providing: row number, rank, and dense rank. Now execute this. So here, from here you can analyze the difference between all of the three. So here you can see, if the marks are duplicate, then row number is providing each of the record unique numbers. Okay, unique ranking. But what the rank is doing, so rank is repeating when the records are duplicate. And what it is doing for the next record, so next record it is skipping, like number 2 record it has skipped and it moved directly to third rank. Okay, and then similarly you can see here we have 388 duplicate records. So here it has provided 4 for all the three and skipped 5 and 6, and then provided 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now for dense rank, what it is the case, so for dense rank, when it is duplicate, it is providing duplicate ranking, but it is not skipping the next record. Okay, for the next record it is providing 2, and then again it is providing same ranking for 88, 88, and 88, and then again it is not skipping the next one, it is providing the next one, next ranking, like 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so this is clear how the row number, rank, and dense rank is working. Now move on and check the definition of the difference between all the three. So the key difference between row number, rank, and dense rank is, so this is how you will tell to your interviewer, or you can define it when someone asks you. Okay, so number one is row number. So row number assigns a unique row number sequentially, even for students with the same marks. Okay, now second one is the rank. So rank, what it is doing, so rank assigns the same rank to students with identical marks, but skips ranking numbers. That is, after two students with rank 1, the next student gets rank 3. Okay, this is clear, means it skips the next record. How much record are skipped by the duplicates, it skips that, and then after provide the next after the skipping. Okay, now the third, dense rank, what it is doing, so dense rank assigns the same rank to students with identical marks without skipping numbers. Okay, so it is not skipping, it is providing same marks to the same numbers, but not skipping the next one, and providing the next rank to the other record. That is, after two students with rank 1, the next student gets rank 2. Okay, so this is clear, and this is how you will define to your interviewer, or you can define to anyone if they will ask to you. Okay, now move on to the next one. So next, what we have, next we have the analytical windows function, and this is the last one, last windows function. So what it is doing, so these functions provide insight into a row's surrounding value. Okay, these functions include lead. So lead, what it is doing, lead gets the next row value. Then we have the lag. So lag, what it is doing, so lag gets the previous row value. Okay, so lead will check for the next row value, and lag will provide the previous row value. Okay, now first value returns the first value of the window, and last value will return the last value of the window. And the syntax for this will be like, select column name, analytic function, column name, over partition by the column name, then order by column name from table name. Okay, this is clear, this is also very simple. Now we will check for one example, like example using lead and lag. So we will use lead and lag in the example and show you what kind of result they are providing. Okay, so lead is used for getting the next row and lag is used for getting the previous row. Okay, so move on to SSMS and check. So here you can see we have the students table. On top of that we will apply lead and lag. So select star from students table. Okay, now here you can see we will fetch marks, student name and marks we will fetch of the applying the lead and lag function on marks. Okay, and then we will check how the output for lead and lag is coming. Lead is going to fetch the next record, whereas lag is going to fetch the previous record. And how to write them we will check here. So for writing them, what we need to do, select, and the same we will fetch for name, department and marks, or name and marks we can fetch. Okay, department we will skip for this. Now name and department, control Z. Okay, comma, remove the department and then marks. Okay, from students table. Now we will apply the lead and lag function. Okay, so lead for marks we are going to check the lead. So lead, then the column name, which is marks in our case, and then over clause will come, over, and then order by marks, descending. Okay, now we will use the lag function. So lag on marks, 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 over order by marks in descending order. Okay, and here we can mention for lead as next value. One more thing I will let you know, but first check the result for this. There is one more thing that we can do with lead and lag functions. Now next value and the previous value, previous, previous value. Okay, now execute this and check the output, what kind of output it is providing. So here the marks spelling is wrong. Now paste this. Now execute this. Okay, so you can see here like what the lead function is doing. So lead function is providing the next row value. So 95, the next row value is 92, so it is providing the 92. And then we have 92. For 92 the next value is 91, so it is providing 91, and so on. Okay, but the last record, for the last record which is 75, there is no next value, so it is providing null here. Okay, this is clear. For the lead function we will get null at the last value, because last value don't have any next value. Okay, and now for lead function we will for lag function we will check. So lag, what it is doing, it is providing the previous value. So for 95 there is no previous value, so for lag the first value will first value is coming as null, because the first value don't have any previous value. Okay, now for second value 92, the previous value is 95, so 95 is the output. For third value 92 is the output, so 92 is the output. Okay, for 89, 91 is the output, 91 is the output. Similarly, and for last record like 75, 77 is previous record, 77 is coming. So this is one point, that for lead function the last value will be null, and for lag function the first value will be null, because for lead the last value don't have any next value, for lag the first value don't have any previous value. Okay, now how to handle this null, because if you are getting null in a numerical column then that is not a good thing. So for handling that we can write like this also. And what if you want to check two records back or three records back, like that, like first record you are checking and next third record you want, or next second record you want, then what kind of thing you can do. So that flexibility also available in lead and lag functions. So we can mention like, so here you can mention the positioning, like how much rows we are going to check. So one here when we mention, so it is checking for 1 1, like that it is doing currently. Okay, and then after that you need to mention what you need after in place of null. So we can mention either 0 or something we need. So first of all we will check with 0 and we will change it again later. Now for lag also same thing, 1 comma 0. So now execute this. Now here you can see what we are getting, in place of zeros, in place of nulls, 0 has came. Okay, and it is providing for next value, means one value, one row it is checking after this. Okay, now when we put like 2 here, and here also when we put 2, and then we check what kind of output we are getting. So here you can see it is checking for the second value, not the immediate value. Okay, so 95, for 95 it is providing 92. Okay, and lag also, previous two values are null because there are no two previous values for 95. So 0 0 at two times. Okay, this is clear. Now we will change this 0 from 5. Okay, and then we will check. So now you can check, for the null the default value is coming as 5 now. Okay, so this thing also you can do with lead and lag function. Now let's move on to ppt and check the next thing. Next what we have, so remove this, sorry. So now we have key benefits of using Windows function. So what are the benefits of using Windows function? So Windows functions avoids the need for self joins and subqueries, and key Windows functions improves performance for analytical queries, and then Windows function enables sophisticated ranking aggregations and time-based calculation. Okay, so this is it for Windows function, and if you don't understand anything in this particular video, then let us know in the comment. We will try to make you understand in the comment, or if needed we will create a separate video for that also. And for practicing, as we have told in the beginning, we have already created one 30-day SQL interview question series, one video in that particular series. So this series is currently going on our channel. So if you need to practice interview questions on SQL, then you can check this particular series. We have multiple questions, and currently day 7 is going on, and we have started this on 29th of April. Okay, so you can go and check video number day 4 set 0.2, and this particular video will contain practice sets on Windows functions. And after this particular video, we are going to send you one more set of questions that will cover all the Windows functions, all the 13 Windows functions in that particular set we will cover. Okay, so thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and many more videos are on the way. And if you need table scripts and all, then you can go to our Telegram channel from here, or in the video description also you will find the link, and on channel description also you will find the link. And do us comment. And as we have mentioned in our previous videos also, so like we are planning for a master series on SQL that will cover from 0 to advanced level of SQL, everything related to SQL relational databases. So once we reach the milestone of 500 subscribers, then we are going to launch that particular series, and that series will be beneficial for all level of expertise. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you everyone.